Hi, morning, Naman.
I,
Welcome to the podcast. So
uh,
excited to have you. I'll give you some background.
uh,
So, Iyurved, this company, we work very closely with neurodiverse individuals.
mhm,
And I am sure after your recent movie, Sitaare
mhm,
Zameen Par, which I
mhm.
think most of the community would have watched, they would
Yeah,
know you by face, they would have seen you act
yeah,
in there, and they would
yeah,
love
yeah.
to hear a lot from you. So I
Okay.
have some questions, but
Mhm.
before that, if you want to give some introduction, you can feel free.
Yeah, so I am Naman and I'm 30 years old. I You must have seen the movie. I played the role of Hargobind, a no nonsense, serious guy who does not trust coaches that easy because of his past experiences with other coaches that he had. And apart from this, I work as a developer associate for SAP SAP in India.
Mm,
And other than that, I mean, if you talk about my hobbies, I like to play video games on my PlayStation. Like be engaged in a physical activity, mainly gym. Since it's my normal routine that
yeah,
after post working hours, I used to go to the gym and then I I
बढ़िया.
do I do go to the gym and then
Yeah,
do some
yeah,
physical activities. So
yeah.
and then apart from
Amazing.
I listen to all
Yeah.
kinds of music and
Mm. Do you sing?
नहीं
Do
नहीं 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 not a lot, not much.
you play? Do you
I
play
used
any instrument?
I used to play Indian violin when I was in school.
हाँ,
It's very different from a Western violin because in the
अच्छा.
Indian violin there are a lot of there are few rags in which you have to keep in mind. So
हाँ,
I think one of them I used to play was most frequently was Rag Bhairav, and apart from that, I think I've forgotten few more.
हाँ.
Uh,
मैंने
if you
when
think
I
about.
was I think six probably or
Mhm,
seven or something. Tab I
mhm.
used to go for classical music. I used to
हाँ
learn classical music. I just learned for 1 or 2 years. तब
हाँ
मैंने राग भैरव सीखा होगा और ये मुझे नाम याद है.
हाँ हाँ हाँ
But
हाँ
उसके बाद I don't know, just left it. So tell
हाँ.
me now, Naman, tell me that so you played the role of Hargobind,
Mhm.
and are you like him in real life?
Yeah, I'm pretty much like in the real life because I'm always been known as the grouchy one. थोड़ा सा
So
गुस्सा
what
ही
was
रहता है
your
ना.
most favorite, what was your most favorite part about playing him, playing Hargobind in Sitaare Zameen Par?
Despite of his seriousness as no nonsense personality, he also has a witty sense of humor.
अच्छा.
मतलब in the sense that मतलब वो immediately बाहर नहीं निकालता. जब whenever that moment comes na, then he just
हाँ,
the humorous personality.
हाँ.
Then there's this dialogue which says जब सच बताऊं सर जब से भाभी जी आई हैं टीम में आने का मन करता है. So it was the director's favorite also as well. Everyone
हाँ,
burst out laughing in
हाँ.
that particular scene in the very scene.
हाँ.
And
तो
then
कितना टाइम लगा था मूवी शूट होने में?
for about देखो I think it's about 4 months. Where last
अच्छा.
we shot last year entirely from early Feb 2024 till second week of June 2024.
Got it, got it.
And then
कुछ
there was
behind the scene
beach
बताओ. Naman,
and
something I think.
beach में there
हाँ.
were some reshoots and
हम्म.
in terms of for that final basketball match as well as
हम्म.
some of the missing pieces of fitting into that particular jigsaw puzzle here and
बिल्कुल.
there.
हम्म.
And
हम्म.
apart from this, then there's this post-credit uh, dance scene for Shubh Mangalam. That was done, I think, about
Much later.
early Q2 of this year,
Got
quarter
it.
two, and
हाँ.
plus, and then by next month, the poster revealed, and then
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
धीरे करके then the trailer came, then then each Sitare's background
Yeah.
game in terms of
Yeah. 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 I came
the
across
lines
that.
of interviews and stuff. So
Yeah. Yeah.
that's that.
एक बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चन पूछती हूँ तुमसे.
हाँ जी.
What did you learn about yourself while acting in the movie?
So I kind of realized of the fact that there is nothing that I can't do.
Uh, Good.
So that's one mentality that I had to
Yeah,
embrace
that's amazing.
throughout throughout this whole journey. There might be some ups and downs in the middle.
Mm,
Because जब आप पहाड़ पे चढ़ते हो ना, कभी कभार ऐसा होता है कि it goes steep. And
mm,
then कभी कभार each step that we climb, कभी कभार it feels like कि एक जो particular पत्थर होता है वो नीचे
mm.
गिर जाता है. And then sometimes we slip and then fall back and then eventually fall from where we were initially. So life is like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
uh,
I
कभी
think that's a very profound learning, na?
yeah,
People
yeah.
spend ages, maybe decades, and
Mm-hmm.
still don't realize, no?
हाँ,
This.
that's true.
Yeah.
That
That has come early in your life. That's actually, I think, a blessing.
Yes, even from a real life perspective, also
Yeah.
it did happen, and I think
Yeah.
I'm pretty much sure everyone's relate to
Yes,
neuro
100%. Yeah, yeah,
every aspect of life.
yeah. Yeah.
चाहे
Yeah.
आप सीए के लिए तैयारी कर रहे हो, चाहे आप यूपीएससी के लिए तैयारी कर रहे हो, बी इट एनीथिंग. सो
Yeah. Yeah.
there's always some highs and lows and certain blips in life. And
Yeah. Of
there's so many obstacles that we need,
course.
we need to,
Yeah.
cross off. So,
Tell me something interesting, no? Something that happened behind the scenes. आमिर
uh,
खान के साथ काम कर रहे थे. मतलब people, no, most of the people don't even dream about it because it's like a far reality. But tell me something interesting. Behind the scene क्या हो रहा था?
behind the scenes set पे एक दफा मुझे याद है. So I wasn't required on set. बाकी the nine sitaras were actively involved in that. Then one fine day, one fine afternoon, I think it was 3 or 4 p.m. in the afternoon, and I think everyone was started to look outside. And there were like a convoy of one Mercedes. Then उसके बाद there are more, and there are more Mercedes.
हाँ,
बाद में पता चला that there were like one bodyguard, two bodyguards, three, and then the whole entourage came. There's this
हाँ,
one gunner also. और दो बंदे ऐसे भी थे जो छतरी लेके घूम रहे थे.
हाँ,
And there's this one recognizable face in which
हाँ,
it felt like कि मैंने इनको कहीं देखा है.
हाँ,
So when I started to look, see and that the very same entourage were trying to enter the stage where we were shooting initially. I mean the set. So मैं पास आके देखा and then it turned out that there's this man with brown hair, brown long hair, uh, wearing a specs and suited, like suited from top to bottom.
हम्म.
And then उसके बाद when I went closer, and then it turned out to be Shah Rukh Khan. And then the moment he entered the set, everyone, the whole work was for a pause at
Yeah,
that
yeah,
point.
yeah, yeah,
And then they started to greet all sitares, and
yeah.
I think
Beautiful.
half the people on set were starstruck. Like
Yeah.
few of the assistant directors, they couldn't they couldn't fathom, or they couldn't contain their emotions at that point of time.
Of course. Do you
And
write?
I do sometimes write. पहले in school में I used to like write poems once upon a time.
पता नहीं. I
I
don't know. You are a best judge of it.
हाँ जी.
Maybe Manisha, your mom is.
Yeah.
The way you narrate
हाँ
and
हाँ.
the way you are able to hold on to the suspense and you break down small, small parts of your story,
Mm-hmm.
that's very beautiful. You
Yeah.
may not know it about yourself. You may not know this about
Mm-hmm.
yourself, but I just felt
Mm-hmm.
that the way
I'm
you went from
actually
saying कुछ हुआ
Mhm.
and taking 15 minutes, just building on top of that,
कट टू
building
चेज,
suspense.
कट
Yeah,
लाइक
yeah,
कट
yeah,
टू
yeah.
चेज ना, एक करके फिर उसके बाद एंड देन
It's
move
very
on to
it's a
one.
huge
Yeah.
strength when you narrate a story, na, that you're
Mhm.
hooking the audience, whether you learned it on the set or whether it was
Yeah,
always
I
in you
think
try to write a book.
I've actually learned that way in when I was studying in college. I was pursuing my bachelor's degree in mass communication. Then I think there's this one subject which is called
Mm,
film fixation,
mm,
and the very same class, I mean, that a lot of films are being shown.
mm,
पुराने जमाने में, in
mm,
terms of the Sham Benegal, then Jean-Luc Godard, and all, and
mm.
various, so on and so forth. उसमें the movies were like stuck. Although the edited part was a little, I mean, it's a little different from what we've seen in now new age movies. But this was the golden generation, the time where storytelling and narration is what was
Yeah,
mostly frowned upon at that point of time.
yeah, yeah.
And I was so engrossed and I was kind of besotted by the fact that the- ये कहानी स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट में कहानी शुरू थी, फिर उसके बाद it goes through like I mean, like you're on a ship basically, and then there are like waves and currents, and you just have to go through. कभी sometimes in terms of this the weather also, if it's sunny, फिर वैसा ही चलता रहेगा, and if it's stormy, then and then the currents become like big and incessantly fast, and then there are like waves all in around. So that's
Yeah,
what the whole summary, the crux of the of each.
yeah.
तो वहीं से तो मैंने सीखा था, and
No,
I
no, it comes out very
then
well. So when you
yeah,
speak also.
and then I think I mean I my biggest one of my biggest strengths was to analyze, and then I've also I came to know like much later that history was supposedly my favorite subject.
Acha.
Current,
Mm,
though, in the sense that I didn't complete it in 11th and 12th because of the lack of choices in
mm,
school.
mm.
I was doing
So
NI उस time पे, तो
what were you doing?
NI was National
NOS. Yeah, 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 yeah.
and उस जमाने में the choices were subjects were
Ah,
very
true, true. I
yeah,
mean, I don't know how much it has changed today, but
yeah,
true.
it has changed a lot. It's
Okay,
been like
okay,
11 years, everything has changed, so some
okay, okay.
yeah,
Actually, tell me one thing. I'll ask you this: that this saying that "सबका अपना अपना normal होता है,"
yeah.
everybody has their own normal. What does this phrase mean to you personally?
Personally, everyone has its has its normal joys, normal victories, normal struggles, normal trials and tribulations in life. I mean, normal style pattern, style of learning. I mean, playing style also. I mean, normal patterns. I mean, and endless. You can count endless aspects of it. So the definition of normality is based on each and every aspect in life, and and based on that individual's suitability, or maybe something like the pace, the comfort.
Yeah,
There's so many factors to it, and then there's so many variables, or maybe through to each transition of that individual's life, it's something. I mean, even if for talent also, it's also
true.
or similar. So
Yeah,
according to so what I feel is that the definition of normality is it's vast in terms of
mm,
how each one individual perceives it, and
yeah,
perceives it
true.
to fullest capacity, or maybe giving the
Yeah,
best shot of what it is. So
yeah, yeah.
yes.
I'll take you back in time, Naman. Maybe when you were growing up, you were very young, 5 years old probably.
Mhm.
How was your journey in school? Did you have any concerns with expressing yourself or speech in particular? to today when you acted alongside Amir Khan. So that is an incredible journey, but I want you to walk me through that, through
Yeah.
the pains or through the challenges or through
Mm-hmm.
the struggles or the fear or whatever. So many
Yeah.
emotions, and then finally reaching where you are today.
Mhm.
That just walk me through that whole journey. It's extremely inspiring for many who will hear this.
Yeah, so I think when I was like when I was born from like 0 to 2 years, I had a perfect speech. Like my development was at par with the most of the infants like me. But then as soon as when I was 3 or 4 years old, I mean I kind of lost my speech. My toilet training has been regressed very severely, and I think I wasn't unable to speak at that point of time, or maybe you know, I mean, everything has taken a backseat, even for my family as well. So so I mean, it was a really challenging time for me, or for my family, my parents, and obviously for me as well, because because they were working parents, and then they didn't have any clue what was going on with me. So when I think we went to different doctors in different hospitals. I mean, even the best of the doctors couldn't figure it. I mean, they weren't 100% accurate, or they
Yeah.
weren't able to figure it out on 100% that what's actually wrong with me. Everyone's giving their own opinions one way or the other, or maybe it's kind of a subjective matter to each of its own. So they have then I think after my sister was born, and the moment that she started talking, that's how I got my speech back.
Wow.
So by around 4.5 to 5 years, yeah, someone in that, someone within that age bracket, I think got, I got my speech back. What I've, well, in all all, and in that period of time where I actually lost, I started came back. And then, when I was, when my parents were, trying to, research about autism, or maybe
Yeah.
Asperger's, they, I think they must have, had sleepless nights, researching about them. And I
Mm.
think the power of internet had just came up in the late 90s till like early 21st century. So, and I don't think there was Google in
No.
those days. So they're constantly brushing the knowledge about this disability, or whatever you can call it.
Yeah.
So reading through books, I mean,
Yeah.
like surfing through the internet. Nowadays you will be able to find everything within your fingertips, and in those days it was like
Mm.
really hard. Plus plus it's difficult to
So,
find and such. So then coming to my June nursery school. So my first nursery school was step by step in Panchil. I was studied there. No, before that I was in a place called I was in a kindergarten school called Kiddies Corner. It was in my same locality in Lajpat Nagar where my old house is. Then I spent about year and a half, I think, over there. Then I moved to step by step nursery school in Panchil, and I spent about 1 or 2 years over there. Then I think what my parents received from all the kindergarten teachers, they said that I mean I wasn't a very mischievous child, but I was just quiet, and then I was sitting separately, like kind of away from the others,
mm.
because I don't even know how to engage in a conversation. Another thing that I've lacked is social skills. So lacking of social skills actually scarred me throughout from uh, early years of kindergarten till I think about middle school or something like that. So yeah, and then after
Yeah.
this, 2001 or 2002, I then moved to Vasant Valley. And and before that time, my parents were looking for schools that would be able to, suit me or whatever, despite of many challenges that I had with me. So out of shortlisting, like five to six schools, I eventually made up my mind and said and exclaimedly said Vasant Valley.
Mm.
That's how I knew I was, that's how I'm going to spend most of my 12 to 13 years of my
Yeah.
schooling. That would be that's that. And yeah,
Amazing.
and at that time of from classes one till like seventh or eighth, I mean I was invited to each and every birthday party of my classmates, and whenever there was my birthday, they all used to come to my
Okay.
place or maybe my
Mm.
restaurant. They come to my party, and then
Mm.
it was a joyous moment at that period of time. And my knowledge was so vast that they would ask me questions, or maybe I used to participate in certain contests, and including spelling, in which I was declared a winner back in both of its standard. Then then moving few years later on, I think this was my darkest periods of my life, in the sense that now there's something known as social isolation. Social
Mm.
isolation, in the sense that like the rest of the kids who started to form groups, and and then I was unable to fit in there by each one. It felt like I was in a brink of ostracized, like I was ostracized like really heavily by my peers, and I had to restrict myself to being in that special section. So uh, this this was kind of a a
Yeah.
break for me at that point. So
Yeah.
then in that period was, I think, about eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th. Then it got a little better by when I was passing out of school. So yeah, but
Yeah.
but I mean, we were just kids at that time, so those were the days in which
Yeah.
I must have I must I think I also assume that a lot of kids like me face face this and go through all this. And, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure they do. Yeah.
Mhm.
Absolutely. And not
And
always do they, I think, get a chance to go to a school which is adjusting or accommodating,
uh-huh.
because not in every city you have such facilities available. Forget
uh,
the metropolitan cities. The moment
mm,
you go to tier two, tier three towns, the
mm,
situation is
mm,
not at all good.
mm,
And and that is why I think the child ends up staying at home mostly. So that is what I see. So when I speak to you, Naman, the kind of children or the parents I've spoken to,
yeah, yeah.
um, probably at around 8 to 10 years of age, maybe
Uh,
when they would be in their grade fifth or something.
uh-huh. Okay.
Beyond that, then they are unable to stay in school because schools have become extremely competitive now. Every school has to show a 90%, 95% mark. They cannot keep a student which is not able to cope up. And
Mm,
ultimately, there is no choice left with the child or the parent. So ultimately, the child is back home.
yeah,
So till grade fifth, you're still able to manage somewhat with
yeah.
your. You don't have a board, right? So you can still manage. Primary school, you can still manage whatever you want. The
Yes.
moment you enter your elementary, that is,
Seniors.
I think, where senior school, that is where middle school, basically, middle and high school, the way you have to follow a board, a curriculum.
Yeah.
You have to give exams. I think that is where the problem is. So most
Mm,
of these children are then at home.
mm,
Yeah, so I think you've been very lucky that
Yeah. I think that
you got the
competitive
best of the
edge also, makes my peers feel, like way ahead of me at that point of time. So because that's what the future decides upon them. Irrespective of the kind of startup that they are from. So I think
true.
that competitive spirit always,
Yeah,
the stays the rest, and then it's
yeah.
kind of a little demeaning, but in that spirit, they kind of tend to take advantage from this
Very
certain
true.
ones
I
who
mean, now since you've
can.
gone through this, Naman, I would like to ask you this one last question that you are where you are today. And like I said, it's been a remarkable journey for you.
Mm,
Like
mm,
you say, sabka apna apna normal hai. I think everybody
yeah.
has their own destiny also. Look at
Uh-huh.
yourself. You
Um,
wouldn't have believed when you were 3 and you felt that where did your speech go to sitting
yeah.
here and to acting and to being on the big screen. So, I think everybody, sabka apna apna destiny bhi hota hai. They
Mm-hmm.
all are
Mm.
born with that.
Yeah.
But now, when you are sitting at that position of
Mm.
inspiring others,
Yeah.
what advice would you give to other neurodiverse young adults, children who are in school or maybe who are in senior school, getting into college, who have never seen themselves, or who've gone through something very similar as you, maybe the similar struggles, or it could be more, it could be less, but
Mm.
what is that advice that you would want to give to those neurodiverse young adults?
I would say no, just never give up. Just don't like drop your head down at the very point in time. Whenever I do understand you have emotions, you have your own struggles, you have you have pain that you're going through right now. But then try to learn new things. Try to do new things, or maybe have some certain experiences in life which can overcome your fears, or maybe overcome that particular obstacle in life. And yeah, just don't restrict yourself, and especially for the parents also, I think don't restrict your child. Be boxed in a cage. So
Yeah,
you can just open the door, and then just let your child go through. But it has to be supervised in a certain way. So we don't want that child, like that very child, doing indulge or dwell in something that kind of wrong, or like out of judgment. So in terms of behavior, or whatever whatsoever maybe. But yeah, that's just my advice. And
excellent. Thank you so much for your time today. I had a lovely time talking to you. You have taught me some life lessons, and I will stop here by saying that you should go back to writing, and you will do a great job if you write a
uh,
book or write any story of your choice.
office ka kaam hai. It's kind of challenging for me, to partake in that. But but I think I can try my best in certain
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
make use of the time.
yeah,
Maybe through my LinkedIn posts or whatever posts I have,
yeah,
so must have seen that my writing skills are on point in
yeah.
that
It
sense.
is excellent. Yes. Thank you so much, Naman. Have a great day.
Thank you.